I'm Vijaya on Mirchi. So glad you could join us on the Immigration Hour with the NPZ Law Group, also known as Visa Serve, immigration lawyers representing employers and families worldwide, specializing in US and Canadian immigration. With me is managing attorney at NPZ, that's Ludka Zimovcak. Welcome, Ludka.
Thank you very much, Vijaya. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you on, Ludka. And a question from a listener, and they ask, our family has the H-1B, H-4 visas, but our oldest son will soon be turning 21. So what really are the options for him?
Yeah, it's a very common question, not just with the H, but L visas. Kids come when they're young and, it takes really long time. We talked about it. It takes a long time to get a green card in some of the categories for Indian nationals. And the kids may age out, by then. So what to do? Generally speaking, I would say 90% of the cases that I see, these kids are at school, right? In college, university. So, obvious option would be transferring into F1 visa.
Student visa.
Would be correct. That would be a change of status from H4 to F1. It's really important to time it properly. You don't want to wait for too long because 21, hits, that's it. And processing takes time. The good news is there is a premium processing right now. So, it's about $2,000 where, the decision could be quick. But if you don't want to spend that money, it's important to plan early. One other important thing is OPT, optional practical training, the work permit. So if we kind of know that the person will age out, it's important to just transfer into F1 early on, so that child or student, not child anymore, will be also eligible for the work permit because they.
So how early do you need to start planning on this?
It depends. It depends on many different things. I would say once they are 20 for sure, because then we only have 1 year. But it depends how somebody maybe started school when they were 17. So it depends how far they are in college already, because they need 1 full year on F1 before they apply for OPT. So there needs to be some strategy, definitely. Because if they are in STEM field, they could then apply for STEM OPT, and it's important that they benefit from that. So definitely strategy needs to be done. One consideration here is that many of these kids, the parents been here for a long time, even the kids been here for a long time. And we can change the status, but they're not going to have visa, right? Because they're not going to be able to obtain the visa, so they may not travel. And I would caution to try to get F1 visa at the consulate because they have no ties. At least the clients that I've seen, again, parents, everyone, the whole family been in the US for years. They have nothing in India. So that would be a really horror story that are stuck abroad because guys canceled on a 214B that they don't have enough ties. So I would caution, about potential travel. Many of these people also already have green card pending. And interestingly, in connection with the H4, they hit 21, that's it. They, they're age out, but with the green card, they may still be in it. So, we talked about Child Status Protection Act many times that for green card purposes, they could be protected, based on the calculation, which is a good news. So that's important as well, to think about it. And if they file, assuming the priority date is current, they file adjustment of status, their age will freeze. So it could be 25 and still be, under 21 for the purposes of the green card. So other than F1, it just depends on the applicant. What I've seen in the past is O1. So I had family where the child was, performing on Broadway shows. So, the actual child as a minor, even younger, got the O1. Then you also could have athletes, right? Kids these days, are involved in many sports. Maybe they do some sport professionally. That's P1 visa. So it depends what they do, what they're good at. They could get their independent visa status. But I would say typically it would be the F1. But there are many considerations. It's important to start early. Get in touch with the International Student Office within that university where the child already is. Get the I-20, and then make sure that the change of status is filed timely and there are no errors or mistakes.
Yeah, great advice there. Yeah, wonderful. I mean, there are different tracks, but you need help with all of that, and of course you don't want to age out in that system, and NPZ Law Group is of course here to help. So thank you for that, Ludka. Appreciate it. And so folks, if you're looking to secure that green card, the citizenship for US immigration, adjustment of status, H-1B visas, marriage cases, or a PR for Canadian immigration, whatever it is, go to NPZ Law Group by logging on to visaserve.com or call them at 201-670-0006. And an added incentive, when you mention Mirchi, you get a special discount. Diving deep into immigration law waters with experts from the NPZ Law Group. Back in just a moment. You keep it right here on Mirchi. It's hot.